In my last tutorial, I showed you how we can create smart forms where on our website, if user is logged in, how we can automatically pull their name and email into the fields for our forms so they don't need to fill them over and over again. So that was a very good example if you are planning to put that form on a public pages where with idea in mind that there could be as well people accessing who are not logged in. But today we will take this form farther away and we will be now using this form only kind of for internal use on our kind of website where people can register and log in. And now as a good example for this form where you can use it, I will give you. So for example, let's say if you have some sort of membership website and maybe on your dashboard page you have some sort of Q&A or something like that, you know, and there would be some questions which your members would require to ask because they are not answered there. So then again, we can put a simple, you know, field where they type in the question that gets emailed to me, and now I can create, you know, another Q&A and answer that question so it's available for the rest of my members as well. So that would be one example. Another example I have here. So this is a course, and now imagine, let's say upon completing the course, I would like to have some sort of feedback form on my course where people can actually, you know, leave some feedback, and it could be as well any type of questionnaire after they finishing the course, you know. Now this feedback form, of course, in this example kind of I integrated on my last lesson. It can be a separate lesson on its own if you want, or we can just, you know, put a separation line and just, you know, leave this feedback form underneath. So in this feedback form, what you can see that I already optimized the form where I removed the labels. That's something I was talking in my previous video that we can do, that, you know, instead of putting those labels on top of the question answer kind of field, you know, we can actually embed them already inside with placeholders. But in this case, like I said, this form is for internal use, so they don't really need to display this information what that field is required for, because this is automatically already pre-filling them. So again, you can see the first field I have the name field, which in this case pulling display name, and the second one is email field. So just because this information is automatically pre-filled, and I know that nobody without logging in can access this specific page or this specific form in this case. Now let's go to the form. I will show you. So this is how the form is actually created from the backend. So there I have some styling which I was using simply to space out the fields from each other. And now what I will be doing, I will be actually hiding now those fields, and how I can do that is simply by adding a style display none, which means that that specific field will be hidden, but yet it still will be filled in into the background, so people are not seeing those fields, but just because we can automatically them pre-fill for them, so they don't need to do that, we can now hide them technically as well. So now both of the name and email fields, you can see I set that style I want to display none, display none. Now let's save this form and let's come back to this page once again, and if I will refresh it, you will see that both of the fields now gone. So they are still there. So if I will now type in answer here and click submit, what's gonna happen, this form will get emailed to me, so I will see who is emailing it and from which email address, and then the answers, of course, itself as well. And now from there, of course, I can decide, you know, what I will be doing with this information, but that's how nicely I can create a form for my, in this case, you know, course takers, that they don't need to, you know, fill in the email and name and stuff like that. I'm just, you know, nicely leaving this option for the questions itself. So now, if you are, for example, asking me how I can control this input field height, so I can show you that as well. So this X4 here, so this is text area, star means that this specific text area is required. The name of my text area takeaway, then X4 means that there will be 4 lines of text in this field, Of course I can put more, but that's just how high is this. So let's say if I, for example, want to make it smaller, because I think original one is x8 or x6, I think it's x8. So if you want to make them smaller, you can do it. So let's say, for example, if I will put x3 and x3 here and say, once again, you will see that the fields will be even smaller now. So let's refresh and you can see they are even more compact. Okay, so that's what we can do. Also start typing. You can see that that's a placeholder in this text area. Okay, so in theory what you could do as well, you can remove those labels if you want, and we can actually keep just the question itself like this, you know, put already in this area here, for example. And if I will save changes now and click refresh, you will see that the question itself can go actually in a placeholder place, and now I'm start typing, it disappears and my answer will be visible. And in this case I can actually as well remove, you know, this label from here as well. Let's do that. I will show you how that will look like. Let's say once again, refresh. And you can see I can make even more compact this form and take it even better. About the height itself or the field, if I will come to this corner, of course I can pull and make it bigger if I need. Just don't go too small, because you need to keep in mind as well that some people may be accessing those forms from the mobile device, and if you will make that field very small, you know, it might be quite tricky and not very user friendly to use it on a mobile device, where we still of course can extend the height of the text area, but just letting you know, initially, you know, do not try to squeeze it too much, you know. So that's there. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, consider to like it, and if you want to see more from me, consider to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.